Hey homegirl or homeboy, I am Kiani, the responsible homegirl, and today we are talking about how to be disciplined with your finances in 2025. Now, it is one thing to make the budget, to write down your numbers, to do all of the things, but the hard part is actually sticking to it. And in this video, I want to give you a system to help you actually stick to what you write down on paper. Let's get into it. So throughout this video, you'll see me looking down at my laptop because I created a free guide just for you. You can download this guide right now, or you can download it later on after the video has ended. But I wanted to have something that you can always refer back to as you clean up your finances and get ready for the new year. Now, in this video, remember I said we are talking about how to be disciplined with your finances in 2025. And anytime you want to be disciplined, you have to put yourself in a position to win. You have to put a system in place that doesn't really leave a whole lot of room for excuses and just laziness. It is so easy for us to be undisciplined with our finances. One, because we don't have vision, and two, we don't have no system in place. It's one thing to write the numbers down and do your budget, but the hard part is actually sticking to it. So hopefully after this video, you'll understand these 4 different accounts that I'm going to share with you, and you actually create these accounts and you use them. So everything that you write down, you can see in real life. Account number 1 is your income and your bills account. This is the account that you are going to receive all of your money in. So whether you get paid for something, for you working your full-time job, a part-time job, side hustle, whatever, this is the account that the money needs to go in, unless you have like a separate business or something like that. If you have business money, then of course that needs to be separate from your personal funds. But I'm just talking about the everyday person who works a job, who has a side hustle, and you are getting paid money. This money should go inside of your income and bills account. So you get paid in this account and your bills come out of this account. This is going to help you have a firm understanding of what's coming in and what's leaving out. Most of the time we are always asking ourselves, where is my money going? Because you got stuff all over the place. You got 11 accounts. You got stuff coming off of your credit card. It's just too much going on. This is a way to streamline your finances. So your first account is your income and your bills account. Now, a pro tip is to keep this account for necessities only. Try to avoid using this account for your fun spending, your day-to-day spending, just the typical things that we'll swipe our card for. The first account is income and bills. Account number 2, the second account that you need is a savings account. This is for yourself and your short-term savings goals. So in this case, this is where I have my Navy, or where I use my Navy Federal savings account. It is attached to my Navy Federal checking account. I don't know if I said that earlier with the income and bills account, but my Navy Federal account is where I get paid my money, and that's where my big bills come out of. Attached to that checking account is my savings account, my Navy Federal savings account, and this is for my short-term savings goals. The purpose of this account is for short-term things like 3 to 6 months. Anything that's long-term will be used for another account that we're going to talk about later, but you want to have this short-term regular savings account so you can get in the habit of prioritizing paying yourself first. And when I say paying yourself first, that means treating yourself like a bill. We will not put our savings on the back burner. We will not say, oh, I'm going to pay my bills, live my best life, and I'm going to save later. No, that's not how that works. After I pay my tithes, next in line is myself, period. So you want to get in the habit of paying yourself first, and this is the account that you will be putting money in for your short-term savings goals. Remember, this is anywhere between 3 to 6 months, or if you just want to save because you know you got a trip coming up, or you like to shop, and when you are in the store, you don't want to be limited, you could put money in that savings account for that. So that's the second account, your savings goals, short-term savings goals inside of a regular traditional savings account. Account number 3 is your fun money account. So I use my First Citizens checking account for this purpose. This is so that you can guilt-free spend money. I am the person that's going to tell you, spend money on what you value. Just don't be out here spending money on things trying to impress people who do not care. So when you are writing your budget down and you're listing down what you want to spend your money on, when you get to that spend column and you already have allocated your bills, if you have a section for eating out, then you need to transfer money from that income account over to the fun money account. If you have a section for just miscellaneous spending, whatever that number is, transfer that over to that fun money account. It is so important to have a set number that you're going to allocate to this account, because as you're swiping, you can see what's coming out of that account. And once it's gone, it's gone. The danger is when we use our fun money with our bill money, and before we know it, a bill is supposed to come out of that account and then boom, the money is not there. So we don't want to be surprised by anything. We want to be prepared and we want to be organized. And having these different accounts allows you to do that. So again, your fun money is so that you can guilt-free spend money, period. Allocate a certain number to that account. Go ahead and make that transfer. And as you swipe, as you spend, once that money is gone, it's gone. Our last account, account number 4, is your emergency fund / your long-term savings goals. So this is where a high yield savings account comes into place. And I feel like I'm always talking about it, but a high yield savings account, for short, you can remember it as HYSA. That's how you will see it labeled online. But it is different from a traditional savings account because it allows you to put your money in a place where you can earn a higher interest rate. On a traditional savings account, the interest rate might be 0.25%. Versus a high yield savings account, my interest rate is 4.3%. And I have my high yield savings account with Capital One. Now, I'm not saying that a high yield savings account is better than a traditional savings account. No, they serve two totally different purposes. If you want easy access to your money, like you can do that quick little transfer while you're in the store, you have something short term that you're saving up for, then boom, that traditional savings account is for that purpose. Versus a high yield savings account, you want your money to actually season. You want your money to sit there because the more that account grows, the more money you'll earn for just letting your money chill there. Now, it is a savings account. It's not like an account. It's not like an investment account or anything. So your money is just sitting there. But I always tell people there's no harm in having it. If it's a tie-up between a 0.025% interest rate and a 4.3% interest rate, which one would you prefer? So it's not an either or situation. It's a both and. So make sure you have a high yield savings account. This is for your emergency fund and for your long-term savings goals. Now, the reason why you want your emergency fund and your long-term savings goals in this account is not just for the interest rate, but also it makes it, or the account makes it very hard for you to get easy access to your money. You can't do a quick transfer with a high yield savings account. I don't know why I just did that, but you can't do a quick transfer with a high yield savings account. It's going to take about 2 to 3 business days to even get access to that money. So it puts a boundary in place to help you. Again, like I said earlier, when it comes to being disciplined, you have to put yourself in a position to win. And there's nothing wrong with boundaries. There's nothing wrong with, putting that safeguard up so you're not touching the money that you save. Some people don't have a problem saving money. Their problem is touching the money. So does it really even count, or does it even really matter if you save money, but as quick as you save the money, you're touching it? No, it doesn't. So create you a high yield savings account, and a resource that I like to use is called bankrates.com, and I'll put that in the description box as well, where you can compare different high yield savings accounts. No savings account is more fancier or better than the other. It's just a few things that you need to look out for. One, what is the minimum deposit amount? So that means how much do you have to actually open up this account? With Capital One, I think is $0. So that's no excuse. 2, interest rate. But don't get married to the interest rate because it can go up and down. I can remember during COVID, my interest rate was like 0.80%, but that was still much higher than that of a traditional savings account. So look at the interest rate, but don't get too stuck on what the interest rate is. And then the last thing is look at any fees, any penalties, anything that is associated with the account. With Capital One high yield savings account, don't get penalized for taking money out, but all savings accounts are different. And that is information that you need to know ahead of time before you open up an account with a certain person. So just to do a recap on what we talked about, how to get organized and be disciplined in 2025. Account number 1, you want to have your income and your bills account. Money comes into this account and bills leave out. So it is never an excuse. It's never a reason why you don't know what's coming in versus what's leaving out. If you have bills, subscriptions, afterpays, and all sorts of things coming out from different places, get that cleaned up before the new year so you can know exactly what's coming in and what's leaving out. Account number 2 is your savings account that is attached to that checking account. So that is for your short-term savings goals. Again, you want to prioritize your savings. Do not put your savings on the back burner. Account number 3 is your fun money account. So this is where you can guilt-free spend money. Transfer money from your income account over to that fund money account. And as you spend money, once it's gone, it's gone. So you don't ever have to worry about being late on a bill or overdrafting because you're spending fund money with bill money. No, you want to keep both of those things separate. And then last but not least, account number 4 is your high yield savings account. This is for your long-term savings goals and your emergency fund. So before we wrap up, I want to read something to you that came out of this guide. So make sure you download it as well. But it says, the key to success is organization. Personal finance is personal, so your system may look a little different than mine, but I still want you to try it out just to see if it works for you, just because it works for me. So the key is to find a structure that works for you and stick with it. Keeping your money organized will not only help you budget better, but will also bring you a peace of mind as you work towards your financial goals. And I don't know about you, but in 2025, I want a peace of mind in every area of my life. And peace doesn't just come naturally because, oh, I want peace. No, you have to put boundaries in place. You have to put yourself in a position to win. You have to be disciplined. There are things that you have to do to earn peace or to experience peace. So if you want peace in your finances, if you want to be disciplined in 2025, make sure you keep your finances organized and just try out the system. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, then at least you learn something new about yourself and your personal finances that can still take you to the next level. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure you subscribe so that you can continue learning more about financial education, and share this video with a homegirl or homeboy. Do not gatekeep. We all need to level up our finances together in 2025. Don't forget to download this guide. It's in the description box, and I'll see you in the next video.